All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, we are the Super Cup champions. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. What a brilliant finish at the end. I know it was very nervy, but I think it was an absolute masterclass from Thomas Tuchel to bring on Kepa Arrizabalaga instead of Mendy. I mean, wow. As soon as Kepa came on, I was so confident that Kepa was going to make those saves. He looked so good. He looked very confident. Every penalty that Villarreal player was taking, he looked so in command that he was going to make the save. I'm so pumped, ladies and gentlemen. So pumped. We deserved it. I mean, look, kudos to Villarreal. Second half, they played much better. But we needed this. Us Chelsea fans needed this. You guys needed this. The live chat needed this. We fans deserve this particular win, and we deserve this particular championship big time. This title was so needed. It's such a big uplift for us, moving into this new season. So I'm so happy. I was so destroyed as soon as Ziyech got injured. And after Ziyech got injured, honestly, it looked peak. I have to admit, it did not look that great. We did not look like there was any goal-scoring threat from us. Really, Alonso probably was the only one that looked like threatening. But we hung on. Look, the boys, it's still the preseason. They're not completely fit yet. I get that, 100% get that. But wow, Kepa, Arrizabalaga, you know what? I think from now on, we really, and I've always urged this to the fan base. Even last time when I think Kepa played against Arsenal in the first half or second half or something like that, or maybe it was in the second half of the Spurs game, and there was a goal where he seemed rooted on the pitch. And I've said, don't just blame Kepa all the time. Don't be blaming Kepa. Look at what he's capable of. Kepa's not a bad keeper. He's got a few things to improve on, no doubt. But I'm so glad we won this, boys, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, so glad. We will have Taryn and Jonathan joining us. I'm wearing Ziyech's jersey. Do pray that he comes back really soon. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about this particular victory. I mean, look, yes, it wasn't the greatest game. I'm not going to lie, but we got the job done. That's the most important part. Brent Smith saying Kepa, 100%. What a absolute hero for us. I'm so glad that we got this on the bag. Horizon saying Werner was rubbish again. No hope for him. Get it out of my team. Look, we will talk about the player performances undoubtedly. Yeah, I wasn't impressed with Werner either. He did not look like. It felt like last season's Timo Werner. I know people will say that he created that space for Ziyech, but there were a lot of other, chances where his ball control looked bad. Obviously, we know he can't dribble that well. He needs to improve. He definitely does need to improve a lot. We've got here, most important thing we won. Yeah, SP7 Matas is saying most important thing we won. It's such a great way, ladies and gentlemen, to start this season with a title in the bag. And you can see what it means to the players. They were literally, I'm looking at the ceremony right now, they were literally just in absolute elation. Now they've got the line sort of done up. Obviously, Villarreal players will go in first to collect their, losing medal, I suppose. The referees are coming out now. Let me know what your thoughts are about referees as well. I thought that Rudiger yellow card was a bit crazy. Yeah, some people are shouting at Chalobah. Absolutely, Chalobah was immense. There were times where if he didn't make those last-minute tackles, I think we were absolutely gone. I'm watching the trophy ceremony. Hope you guys are watching that as well. Meanwhile, I'm gonna just check out some of your comments here. Gerard Moreno, undoubtedly, man. We've said it in our preview yesterday that he was going to be the biggest threat. And he ended up being a very, very big threat for us in the second half. Luckily enough, he was tiring. I can see Ziyech in the background in the trophy celebration. He's got the hands or his right hand all strapped up. we do need to remember it was his goal that got us going. So fantastic work from Ziyech. I hope he recovers very, very quickly. Honestly, he deserves a good start, man. And I'm so upset that Ziyech was injured. I hope he comes back very, very good. Villarreal now walking in, collecting their losing medal. I have to say, Villarreal, they put up a show. Second half, they put up a show. There were times where it looked like maybe they were going to end up winning that, but I'm glad we just hung on. We hung on. We had chances in the extra time to go away, but yeah, we hung on. And absolutely a great decision from Thomas Tuchel to bring on Kepa Arrizabalaga for the penalty shootout. Let's see what the guys have to say. Credit to Emery, a top coach. Yeah, look, second half, I have to say, Unai Emery went for it. They've got some decent player. I think they've got this player called Estupiñana or something like that, Ecuadorian player. He was very good. Obviously, Jared Moreno was very good. Even their left back, Alberto Moreno, I think the ex-Liverpool player, he was very good as well. They've got a decent team. Obviously, they're going to be in the Champions League, so it'll be interesting to see what they're capable of. Jules is saying he's a good keeper. Our fan base need to be patient. I always say this about squad players. They're important. Yeah. Kepa Arrizabalaga, look, he's probably a bit too good to be a backup keeper. That's my only issue. But, he's definitely a showstopper. Like when it comes to penalty savings, we know what he did in the Europa League as well when we went and won that. Here we go, Chelsea players now going in to collect the medal. Jorginho, Thomas Tuchel obviously collecting his medal. Jorginho gets it. Jorginho, wow, another title in his name. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if Jorginho is a very, very good shout for the Ballon d'Or now, because I think he's a very, very big shout. Ziyech gets the medal. Zuma, if it is his last time, playing for Chelsea, if this is his one of the last times, another title for Kurt Zuma as well. Brilliant. Kante, wow, he had an amazing game. He was everywhere. Tammy Abraham collects another medal. Fantastic before he leaves. I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be gone as soon as Lukaku is announced. This is brilliant. This is so good to see. Thomas Tuchel deserves this, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Tuchel definitely deserves this to win this trophy. And I can't stress enough how important this was for us. Honestly, Emerson, Alonso was quite decent, to be honest. Havertz, who missed that penalty. Luckily, we got that victory. I think Havertz would have heard too much in the fan base. I'm so glad we ended up winning it, so that it's all good. Azpilicueta, what a captain, leader, legend, Azpilicueta. And here we go. Trophy, he picks it up, he gives it a good kiss. Guys, yes. We are the Super Cup champion, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Oh, this is brilliant. Look at the celebration. This is how we start a season. This is exactly how we start. I got my boy Jonathan here. Jonathan, are you watching the celebration?
Yeah, just that's why I just took a little bit of time to come in. But, geez, that was nervy. When Havertz missed that penalty, you're thinking, no. Surely not. And I'm thinking...
Do you know what? I had faith. I thought, you know what? Kepa was going to do a trick here, and he did. We're gonna unwrap the whole match, but I want to hear from you. Just some initial thoughts. I just feel that we won. And I know we're going to delve into the whole game and whatnot, and second half especially. Obviously, Hakim Ziyech injury as well, but it's such a great way to start the season, Jonathan. It's such a great way. We've got a title. Like, how you feeling, man?
Yeah, as I said before the game, even on a tweet, I said, look, winning trophies is a habit. We need to make it one for this young, talented squad, because we've got a bright future and a fantastic coach that can guide us in the right path. But, however you win, it doesn't really matter. You just need to win. And that's what we did today. Look, it was a bold move, bringing on Kepa. Looked like it was maybe planned, the way Mendy came off. Even the commentators were sort of saying it. It did look like something that they had kind of rehearsed if it went to penalties. Kepa looked confident every time, you know, the penalty taker's coming up, he's getting in their face, he's moving on the line, looking confident. Yeah, there was a couple that he didn't save that he got quite close to. Yeah, I mean, Mendy, I know, hasn't got the best reputation in penalties, but a big dominating figure like he is, I was just surprised that the Kepa came on. But look, if you come on with that pressure, we saw it in the Euros when Rashford and Saka both missed, to bring Kepa on, he had to, you know, produce the goods, and he did today. So massive respect to him.
And you know what, Jonathan? He looked so confident as well.
Yeah.
He walked in and he was just tall. He was, you know, had his hands up. He was having a little bit of talk to the Villarreal players as well. I just felt, you know what? Like, I like that. But kudos to Villarreal goalkeeper as well, man. He's a good goalkeeper. I've never heard of this particular player, but, you know, I'm not surprised that Kepa's gone out there and made those saves. I mean, are you surprised from that perspective at all? Like, I was confident that he was going to make some saves here.
Yeah, I was confident, but you just never know penalty shootouts. You can go the right way pretty much every time, but as like with Gerard Moreno's first one, if you hit it right in the corner, it's very hard to get fingertips to it. So yeah, I would say I was more confident than Mendy. It was obviously a strange move, and I thought, okay, look, this is either going to drastically fail or go well. But I say, if you want to win titles and you have to make the big decisions, and Tuchel's clearly done that since he's come to Chelsea, and it's another one that's paid off. So it's just another kind of feather in his cap, to be honest. So look, he's brought, I mean, someone's just said Jules Pad's got some brilliant or some serious harmony, solidarity. You can see everyone's going up to Kepa. That little article that came out from the article where we got a little bit of an insight into him. And now, you know, they're talking about, oh, this time he's coming on. Last time he refused to come off. Clearly, they didn't read the article because, as you say, he came on. It was vindication, I think. And look, fair play to him, because I think he deserves that. He's had a up and down time. He's had a lot of criticism. I've criticised him for the type of goalkeeper that he's been. And I think but that is football. You're going to have to take the criticism. And I think even in his article, he sort of came out and said, look, I'm fair game. I'm going to keep working and try and be the best I can. And look, as I said, to come on, you know, Havertz misses the first one. The pressure's immediately on you even more to save penalties, because you have to save if we're going to win, pretty much. So, yeah, credit, but shouldn't have got to penalties. Shouldn't have got to extra time. Shouldn't have got so sloppy. We'll dissect it, but disappointed to have got, you know, that far. You know, maybe some of the players didn't need the minutes. Some will say great for fitness. I'm not so sure, but look, it's a win. All that matters at the end of the day is it's a win. It doesn't matter about it. You know, at the end of the day, when you look back in the Super Cup winners, it will say Chelsea. It won't say, you know, the way the game went or anything. So that's all that matters.
100%. I mean, I have to say that it did look like the players were still slowly getting back into the preseason. We have to appreciate the fact that a couple of players, Ziyech obviously looked very, very sharp. Callum, I expected a little bit more. I thought he was having a sharp preseason, but it didn't look that great in this particular game. But, you know, I'm not surprised. Let's get Taryn in. Taryn, my boy, how you doing?
I'm absolutely elated. Honestly, I was shaking like a leaf during the penalty shootout. But first, I want to say, you know, Villarreal, and I'm really trying to, before I get really gassed, Villarreal performed so well today. Honestly, all their players can leave with their heads held up high. Unai Emery, really surprised by the improvements of today's Arsenal. Great, but, you know, the boys today, the performance, you know, it wasn't great, but who cares? We won the Super Cup. First time in my existence on planet Earth. I'm really excited, and onto the Club World Cup now, onto the Premier League. Let's go, boys.
100%. We are definitely going to delve deeper into this particular match. Ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button if you're enjoying this so far. We're going to try and bring as many comments from you guys. I know it's quite late wherever you guys are. I mean, it's early for me. It's 8:09 a.m., but I know it's very late in UK, literally 11 p.m., I believe, or just past 11. Smash the like button, share it with everyone as well. And also, if you're here for the first time, subscribe. We're very, very close to 7,000. I think literally about 60 subscribers away from 7,000. Let's get straight into this match. And obviously, we are all excited. The fact that we won, brilliant. But let's really now dig deep into this match and talk about it. And we are going to get back into the celebration mode again. But it's important to talk about the match. I'll go to you, Jonathan, first up. Let's talk about the first half, second half, and then we'll get into the player analysis and whatnot. For me, just quickly, the lineup. I think we pretty much all of us got the lineup pretty straightforward. I know, you know, Taryn, you said Chalobah, and this was the reason. But at the end, Azpilicueta came on anyway. So we knew that he was going to feature down the track. Pulisic came on. I mean, it was because of Ziyech's injury, but I think he would have got minutes anyway. But more or less, we got that starting lineup correct in terms of what we said in the preview. And the first half, I have to say, we didn't play that bad. We played quite decent. Really nice movement from Ziyech with the goal. Alonso getting that ball from deep into Havertz. Havertz then cutting that ball back. Timo obviously making that darting run, ensuring some of the defenders move with him, and then leaving Ziyech in the middle nicely. But love the movement from Ziyech and smashing that goal. And then after that as well, Ziyech had a couple of chances from set pieces where he could have got another assist as well. There was a chance where he put in Alonso in the first half, where Alonso hit and it just was saved by the goalkeeper. But first half, Jonathan, what do you make out of that particular match?
Just like throughout the rest of pre-season, it was real contrast between the first and second. I thought first half we were pretty good, looked dangerous. Obviously, I know Ziyech was quite a bit of that. I thought Ziyech really grew into the game, looked really dangerous until he went off. Second half, completely the opposite. We let them back into the game. So yeah, first half, I mean, there's a lot of Chelsea notes I've got here. We lacked a centre forward at times. There's one early on where Rudiger put in Alonso. There was no one in the box. I think Werner had a good shot from a corner. Kante had a couple of, he had a side as well. But yeah, Ziyech, got into some good positions. And, with the goal, Havertz getting in behind, being, spotted by Alonso. And Ziyech got the ball in the back of the net. It was a bit of an unorthodox finish, but that was the main thing. But it was a position. I mean, that's where you kind of want your centre forward, Werner, maybe. I know he's picked the front post, and I get that. But you need someone, to maybe pull back. And that's where Giroud kind of territory. Ziyech has taken that position and obviously slotted it in. And that was the main thing. But yeah, I mean, they didn't really have much first half, did they, Villarreal? I mean, Dia had a good save, pulled a good save out of Mendy. Alonso, had another save. I think Zuma had a good chance from a corner where he put over. But yeah, it was... We were clearly in the ascendancy. We controlled the game. Obviously, that's when we had our main pivot pairing of Kante and Kovacic. We looked more in control. And yeah, we looked quite fluid. It was, I say, complete contrast to the second half. And I thought Chalobah, as Brent said, I thought the whole game, there's a couple of times where he maybe lost concentration, but made up from it with his pace, which sounds a little bit like Zuma. But I think
overall he was very good.
Very good. So you can't expect much more from a kind of a professional debut, I'd say, for Chelsea in a more competitive game. So, big opportunity for him. And I thought he took it really well. So, really impressed with him. But, first half was what I was happy with.
100%. I mean, Taryn, as we said, we will talk about player performance straight after this. Second half, however, we came out and I just saw we went like the same energy wasn't there. I kind of started thinking that, this is proper preseason still. But we've got a Premier League match coming up very, very soon. And I know Crystal Palace are going to go head on because they've got some exciting signings coming up. We better get that fitness level up running very, very quick or else we'll be falling behind. And I don't want us to fall behind. Obviously, we've got Lukaku coming up and it's going to be so important that he gets into the mix of things very quickly. But second half was a bit concerning for me in the sense that some of the lads still needs minutes, man, because obviously your players like Mason Mount, Jorginho, they haven't had enough time. Chilwell, who hasn't even had any time as yet. And as you said, kudos to Villarreal second half. They pumped us, man, and they deserve that goal. That very nicely worked out goal. Gerard Moreno, we said he was the biggest threat. What'd you make out of that second half, man?
Yeah, you put everything nail straight on there. I'd say it was worrying to summarize it, to say we're less than 3 days away from the start of the Premier League season. Yeah, I've been outshadowed by this Lukaku announcement, but all good.
Bro, this better happen tomorrow. this better happen tomorrow.
Even after watching us today, we still need a striker. But anyways, back to the second half. Like I said, less than 3 days away from our literal Premier League, let's say, title charge starting. We can't afford to drop points early, especially against a Patrick Vieira side that are going to be really, really fired up. It is very worrying to see how our fitness levels dropped from the second half. It looked like we were watching an early preseason game for the way I saw it. The first half was all guns blazing, intense, throw everything out. And the second half was, Edouard Mendy from the start kind of set it off with his poor passes. He passed it straight Moreno and missed.
What was with Mendy as soon as he came out? Like, he seemed like he was just not there. He's passing, then he slipped. Oh my God.
Yeah.
He did save that, by the way. The one that he slipped and he ended up saving that.
he made up for it. But like I said, it was a very lethargic start to the half. From Kovacic was losing, passes here and there. Chalobah was misplaced passes. The whole team basically, as soon as the second half kicked off, I don't know what it was. There was a clear lack of intensity. And say this is a Premier League game, we're up against a Man City and Man United. They're going to punish us straight away. Like, it is cutthroat blood. Riyad Mahrez is going to be out blocks. All these players are going to punish us. So it was worrying. I know, especially Kai Havertz in the second half. He was amazing in that first half. But it was worrying to see how lethargic he looked. He was struggling to go into their loose balls. He was struggling to win, second balls to control simple passes. And it was just a very, very worrying end to the half. But, we stuck to it. Thomas Tuchel decided to drop deep a little bit to withstand the pressure. Obviously, we couldn't keep up with that high intense kind of pressing style into the second half. And we kind of went with it. And we stuck with a low block, tried to counter-attack them with our quick players. And it didn't really work. But, Villarreal, I feel like Unai Emery kind of set the game up like this. He saw in the Arsenal game, in the Tottenham game, we really, really died out in the second half. And, in this game, he must have saw the first half, let's sit back off Chelsea. Let's let them attack us. Let's win stuff like this. And in the second half, when they start to tire out, let's push them forward. And they did that. So I want to give big credits again to Unai Emery. But, it was a very, very worrying second half and extra time especially.
Yeah, 100. I mean, I was worried as soon as they equalized that, oh no, is this now going to be like a juggernaut from them where they just end up scoring another? But we kept the shape somewhat. And then in the extra time, I felt like we had a couple of chances. There was a chance from Pulisic as well in the extra time where I know it just fell on him, but had he just stayed a little bit composed, maybe he could have had a chance. There was a Mason Mount opportunity where he was absolutely bemused how the keeper had got a bit of a fingertip. But let's get on to this player performances straight away. We need to start from Hakim Ziyech. I mean, let's go with you first up, Jonathan. I know I'm biased. I know I'm wearing Ziyech jersey, as you guys can see. I'm wearing Hakim Ziyech jersey. I love the guy way too much. Some may even say it's a bit dangerous loving a guy that much. But he looked electric. He looked so busy from the get-go. Brilliant movement to come into the box. This is not a coincidence anymore, Jonathan. We've seen him go into that box in the middle when Timo sort of drifts away and creates the space, and then he ends up getting that goal. He got that goal against Man City. He got that goal against Atletico Madrid last season. Again, this time, I'm just so sad that this guy had to get off the field because of that shoulder dislocation. Looks like I saw him in the celebration. He had it all strapped up. I am literally praying. As soon as I saw that, I'm not going to lie, I was close to tears that that's not fair. That is not fair. This guy has put in his hard yards in this preseason to be in the shape that he is, to ensure that he gets these regular minutes. Because let's face it, Jonathan, it's going to be so difficult. You got Mason Mount, you got Lukaku coming in as well. It's very difficult to start in this team. And I just thought that with the strong start that he's had so far, that he was going to get onto a bit of a roll and he's going to cement a position. And now this setback, I don't know, man. From what I've seen previously in other sports as well, and in football as well, shoulder dislocation, minimum 2 to 3 weeks. Minimum 2 to 3 weeks. So I'll be very amazed if it's done in a week, because it is the next thing you want is another nudge and then it's dislocated again. And then it becomes a recurring situation. So you do need to ensure that it is nice and solid back again. I mean, Jonathan, what do you think about his performance and obviously the injury, man?
Disappointing that he's been injured, because like you say, he looks like he's getting in some really good form. He looks dangerous. He looks like the guy who wants to create at every opportunity. Few early balls which weren't quite on the money, but he grew into the game, and there was a really nice free kick he put into the box. Some nice positions he took up, some nice bits of movement. I thought Callum looked a lot better with Ziyech on the pitch, because Ziyech draws the defender away. Hudson-Odoi didn't really want to take the man on enough, with Chalobah as that right centre-back, and then with Pulisic when he was on, and Havertz as well. Havertz and Pulisic kind of drifted, so he makes other players look better. Ziyech, he gave more space Hudson-Odoi. So not only did he obviously get into the box at the right time to score the goal, but he just made us look better. I know second half there was always going to be a drop-off when we made changes, but yeah, it's a real shame, because it's probably was his time, like you said. I mean, I was thinking about my fantasy football putting him in, because he just looks like
I have him in my FPL.
Yeah,
I have him. He was the only Chelsea player.
Yeah, he looked really good, and it's a real shame because, like you say, now we've got so many options up in the front three. It's going to be really hard to get back in. But look, obviously, thanks Teenage Aspi, for that donation. I know we'll get to it, but yeah, penalties are a nail biter. I think with him on the pitch, probably wouldn't have got there, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, I mean, you got that Ziyech shirt from somewhere. I think the guy sponsoring this video.
Yes. We do need to talk about this. There you go, Ziyech jersey from the Chelsea. From the sports shirts link that you guys can see in the
superfootballshirts.com/Chelsea.
There you go. My man knows. He caught me off guard.
10%.
Super jersey shirt. They've put on a promo again, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the ticker in the bottom, and it's also in the description right now. Go out there and get yourself a Ziyech jersey. And Kepa, get yourself a Kepa shirt. Honestly, represent Kepa. He's literally won us this particular Super Cup. Honestly, after Ziyech, we had no gas. We literally had no gas after Ziyech, and it was Kepa that has delivered us this particular trophy, this title. So go out there, check out the description. As I said, the link is there, and use my code for further 10% off. So it's already 50% and further 10%. I've got this from these guys. I've got actually 3. I've got another one coming, a yellow shirt with Lukaku's name on it with number 9. I've already announced it. I know Jonathan's already got one as well with the yellow one, so I can't wait for Jonathan to wear that. And Taryn's obviously got the Timo Werner one that I got him last season. So, yeah, it's fantastic. Teenage Aspi, thank you so much for the super chat. From a City's fans' view, Premier League title battle, it's on. Congratulations today, lads. Penalties are always a nail biter. Thank you so much, Teenage Aspi, for this particular super chat. Yeah, look, I'll go to Taryn. I mean, obviously, we're now the champions of, we won the Super Cup. Focus is now slowly moving towards the Premier League. I know we'll get back into the player performances, but just quickly, I would have to put us in the Premier League contendership mix. Obviously, with Lukaku to come in, it's still a decent team. Once this team becomes completely, fit, because I feel like we are still in that pre-season mode. A lot of the players came in very, very late. Do you feel what Teenage Aspi is saying that, yeah, it is definitely on a Premier League title battle?
Yeah, firstly, I want to say thanks, Callum, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Great for the channel. Always so appreciate that again. But yeah, it's a great question as well. Like I say, this game as well, we got through a tough spell in the end. We could have ended up losing. We could have given away a goal. But I feel like in these games, the best teams always win. And that's my example. Teams, other teams would have lost this game, would have conceded a goal, but we held through to the end. We stayed compact and we went through. And the best teams, even when they don't play well, they win games like this. Liverpool in the 1920 season, Man City last year, they came up second in a lot of games. They still ended up winning. So, yeah, this game showed a lot of character. Thomas Tuchel knows different game scenarios, how to get through them, when we're under pressure, when we're on the front foot. And he showed a good tactical nous again in this game. So that's a big factor. But, yeah, with Lukaku coming in as well, you could see in this game, and I know it's such a stereotype, we missed a number 9. We missed big number 9 up front who was going to hold up the ball, allow Havertz to come in, allow Pulisic to, drive into the box. And it was really clear. People were saying, Chelsea have all these attackers. We spend hundreds of millions on attackers. We didn't spend money on a main goal scorer like a Timo Werner, obviously. But, we see him as more of a creator now. So, yeah, I feel like we definitely need a Lukaku in this game. I don't think we would have drawn this game. We would have taken a few more chances. Like a few times Alonso whipped the ball into the box. Great deliveries. And who was on the end of it? It went out to Hudson-Odoi again on the wing-back position. And, yeah, we really missed it. But, yeah, I feel like he's going to really, add more flames to our title charge. Maybe a Koundé could add it. I know Chalobah had an amazing game. We definitely 100% need another CDM, in my opinion. Kante cannot play.
We need a midfielder. We need a midfielder.
I've said it a lot of times on this channel. Like people say, we have, Jorginho, Kova, Kante, world-class players, but we need a fourth choice in there who can step in these 70 games this season. And I think Tchouaméni is the guy for that. So, yeah, but if we can sign some of these players, the title challenge is well and truly on, Callum. So, yeah. Let's
100. Tchouaméni is a very good shout, but here's the twist, and I will do a show on Tchouaméni maybe tomorrow. Monaco has just gone through in the Champions League. They've qualified for the Champions League, and I don't think Tchouaméni is going to leave now, because that was the whole thing, that if they make it to the Champions League, that he probably stays on for another season, helps them with the Champions League. He's a big player for Monaco. He's a massive player. We need to understand that. He's a big player. So he may stay for one more season. I think we may be going after the Marseille player, Boubacar Kamara. I think he may be a good shout because He's, I think, on his last season on his contract, and Marseille are still looking to buy more players, and they can't seem to do a negotiation with Camara. And that could be a last-minute choice. I don't know about Declan Rice, to be honest. I think it's probably getting a bit too late with Declan Rice, with the season starting with West Ham. West Ham will need to replace him as well, and it's just not enough time. And also the money. West Ham wants a lot of money. He still has 3 years, plus West Ham has a year option to trigger. So literally 4 years. The whole power is with West Ham. So I can't see how he goes. Jonathan, let's talk about Timo Werner. I know we're going to tie in the Lukaku situation. Oh, man, he looked like he was running out of gas in the second half as well. And that's fine. I get it, the fitness level pre-season. But I'm getting the same vibes as last season, Jonathan, man. The same old poor ball control. Dribbling has never been there for Timo Werner. Yes, he creates space. Someone commented when I was commenting about Timo Werner, someone said, we need to create a new position for Timo called SC, Space Creator. That's a new position for Timo Werner, apparently, Space Creator, which made me laugh. But I literally had a fiery stream last night, my time, but early morning for you guys, about Tammy Abraham. And some of the people were really having a go at Timo Werner. And I actually defended Timo Werner as saying that he does bring some other facets to the game. But Jonathan, we have to admit, he needs to bang in goals. That's what you're there for. You got to bang in goals, you got to assist, and you got to look somewhat comfortable on the ball. Once again, he's not done me any sort of belief or give me any confidence that this is about to change. What do you make of his performance today?
Disappointed, as I was with a few of them. Today was his chance to say, look, I'm still here. Just because Lukaku's coming in, I can score goals. I can really be useful to Tuchel. And just didn't grab his chance today. Didn't really show his pace. Didn't space create at all, if that's what the person in the chat was saying.
Well, someone was saying that he created that space for the goal for Ziyech, but I thought...
Yeah, I get that. But then if you're a striker, you make sure you get onto... I know maybe he's making the front post run. They've maybe figured it out. Ziyech is going to be sort of on the penalty spot, back post. But you want to score goals, and we don't have one right now that real knows for a goal, and that's Lukaku. Lukaku's burying that. I don't care his position. He's putting that in. And as I said earlier, when Alonso crossed, there was one where he was begging for a striker. Someone even like Giroud to just sit there in the box, hang back, and just know, where's this ball going? If I'm Werner, Havertz isn't going to put that near post because you're not going to get the angle to whip it. You need someone to go near post. Could have been anyone else. But Werner, if you're the goal scorer, you get in a position where you are best or most likely to score a goal. Yeah. I just don't feel like he does that. And when he does get into the positions, he doesn't take his chance. He just looks rushed. He doesn't look comfortable on the ball. He just looks like he's on roller skates on ice all the time. As much as I want to back him and I want to understand that he does have his uses. He just looks so
clumsy, doesn't he, Jonathan? He just looks clumsy.
He looks to be one of the players that could really miss out. And, obviously Ziyech is now injured. I thought, that maybe him and maybe Hudson-Odoi could miss out. And I know Hudson-Odoi could be using other positions, but I'd really worry for Werner this season. Lukaku comes in, and especially if he hits the ground running. You've got Mount, who, in my opinion, came on. Yes, he grew into the game, but again, he still looked quite sharp. Had a little bite with one of the players, the Mo Gomez, when he had a challenge, which I quite liked. The bit of fired up. Tuchel getting a yellow card for getting fired up after that really good challenge. So, I don't think Tuchel is going to accept the kind of performances that Werner gave last season. And he was bought 50-odd million to be a goal scorer. He didn't come here to get 5-6 goals, assist, and win a few penalties. We have Lukaku now. If you want to get in the team, you've got to bring something to the table. And other players, unfortunately, bring more to the table than him. So, really disappointed. And I don't know what Taryn's thoughts are on the guy he loves, but I just feel like it's not about fitness now, because he's, himself, Pulisic, there's quite a few others have had enough time now. Rudiger and Werner played in the Germany side. Rudiger looked like he could play another 120 minutes.
Bro, he was immense.
Rudiger was a beast.
We're going to do Rudiger prop. He was immense.
Werner, disappointed, if I'm honest with you. And why not step up and take a penalty? Maybe he's not on the choice, but if you're a goal scorer, that's what I mean about being hungry for goals. You want to take penalties. I just don't know if he has the right.
Werner was subbed off, so I don't think
he was subbed off around the 50th.
He was subbed off. Yeah, he was subbed off. Don't be that harsh, Jonathan. Come on. Taryn, I do want to hear from you.
Honest, when he was on the pitch, I hardly saw him.
Taryn, I do want to hear from you about Timo Werner, because I know you're a massive fan of him. Last season, obviously, we backed him as well. But there's a I said it many a times. If he has another one of these last season, this season, I think he's going to go. Chelsea can't just harbor a player like that just for his movements. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll start with Rudiger very quickly. I mean, I want to find out his diet. Like, literally, I want his diet, because this guy is running like an Olympic sprinter. Like, anyways, on to Timo Werner now. First of all, I'll start with the goal. I think he was crucial to that goal to give a positive, first of all. I'm sure they've worked on that. We've seen it many times. Like you said, Miz, in the Atletico game, in the Man City game, where Werner's kind of running in behind, Ziyech kind of there. A few other times as well, I've seen Werner kind of dragging the defender out, leaving the space for Ziyech to make a late run. I think that's something that's been worked on. But like I said, I'm not deluded. In this game, I'm saying he wasn't great at all. There's not much he was doing. Every time he received the ball, I didn't have any personal confidence that he was going to take someone on. He was going to pick out a pass. All he's kind of doing is passing backwards, holding up a defender for about 5 seconds or losing the ball. So, like you said, if he continues with the same form towards, last season into this season, especially with Lukaku coming in, I don't see any kind of place for him starting in this team right now. We have players like Mount, who's literally just returned from a massive tournament. He's coming on, like Jonathan said, throwing players around, putting his body into players, doing a lot on the pitch. Havertz, who's really starting to come to his own. Ziyech, who, was amazing today. And you see Werner, and like you said, he's just creating space right now. If you're playing for Chelsea Football Club out front, you need to either be scoring goals, assisting, doing a madness on the pitch. Creating space is something I'd say you see in like League 2 or League 1 for, main jobs. And yeah, Cesc Fabregas wouldn't be happy with passing the balls over to Timo Werner right now, because he preferred Diego Costa. But honestly, it's disappointing, and I'm trying to back him so much, and I'm not going to be too harsh, because we know even at the start of the Lampard days, when he's in full confidence, he's a lethal striker who can do so much on the pitch, and it's just about getting the confidence out right now. But you're running out of time at Chelsea. We have a new striker coming in. We have players stepping up like crazy right now. He is running out of time to perform, and unfortunately, we have 70 games this season, back to back. We don't have time to wait, man. We don't have time. He needs to perform ASAP. Go on a new diet, do this, work out 10 times a week. I don't even know what you have to do right now. But your place is at risk, and there's fans backing you. So you need to perform better in these games.
100%, man. It's his ball control, man. That's the issue. He's not comfortable when he gets the ball. It's like he loves to run into the ball. So obviously he likes running into space and the ball coming in, and then hopefully he can do a one-touch hit, whatever. But you're not going to get that kind of a space in the Premier League. You're literally not going to get that level of space. So then what that means is, where he's playing as an inside forward, he's going to get the ball to his feet a lot. And that's where the issue is when he gets ball to feet, man. It's just, very, very difficult to see at times. Really nice tweet here from Cesc Fabregas. Conrad's Chelsea, yet another one. Last time, obviously, we were in the Super Cup against Bayern Munich, finished off 2-2, and we lost that in the penalties. It's good to get one back now. Jonathan, let's carry on with the player performances. Let me know if you need to go as well, Jonathan. I don't want to hold you on.
I'm feeling like the juices are flowing, not just yet.
All right. All right. Let's talk about Kai Havertz, your boy this time. I thought he had an okay-ish game. Nothing too fancy to talk about. Assist, obviously, nice assist. Good ball from Alonso, which got to Havertz. Havertz then hits the byline and then squares the ball. I think he's lacking a little bit more, that extra bit of added pace and that fitness, which will come over the next few days. He played the entire game. Kudos to him to last all that time. Fantastic work. I just need that goal thread back from him, because obviously we're going to get Lukaku. And as we've said in this game, when Ziyech went off, there was literally no other people looking like they were going to score besides Alonso, to be honest. This is where I need him to develop and become a lethal weapon for us, where he's looking to score more goals. And I feel he will do that. What do you make of his game, Jonathan?
Yeah, I was really happy with the assist. I thought he's got in some really good positions in the first half where he looked a lot fresher. Alonso kept looking in behind. Alonso was dragging the wing back away, allowing him some space. He looked, again, quite physical at times. But yeah, I don't think he got helped by his partners, Werner. And obviously, he looked quite nice with Ziyech as well, because again, he was dragging the player out and he had a little bit more space and time on the ball. But yeah, after sort of 60, 65 minutes, you could sort of see he was dead in the water. And he was just chosen, I guess, because he'd been training for a lot longer, that he was going to be one of the guys that was going to last the whole 120, along with Kovacic and Rudiger and Chalobah. So, yeah, it was difficult for him because you can't expect the sprints. You can't expect the same runs that we all want him to do when he was clearly not really with it. But, yeah, I don't think he got helped by Pulisic when he came on as well. So, Hudson-Odoi at times. So, yeah, I was happy, you know, as I said, with the assist, the fact that he affected the game, because that's what we want our big signings to do and our big players to do, to affect games. He got the assist, which could have been vital. So, yeah, I was happy, but I would have rather him come off and be replaced, ideally, to be honest, just to keep him a bit fresher, because he's probably going to be one of the guys that starts for the Palace game. So, happy. Yeah. You know, I've seen some good stuff from him in pre-season. There's a lot more to come. But as I said, it's all about affecting games. And at the moment, he keeps doing that. So as long as that's the case, I don't mind too much. So yeah, happy with his performance. But yeah, as I said, we're going to see a lot more from him this season.
100% agreed, Jonathan, man. You know, solid workout, gets himself an assist as well, even though he wasn't at his, you know, perfect best, and that's fine. It's the preseason, and he will get better and better, and he will 100%, I would say, is nailed on to start versus Palace, and I can't wait for that particular match now. Hopefully Lukaku will be there. He can partner Lukaku. Next up, we want to talk about Callum Hudson-Odoi. Taryn, I mean, look at this picture here, another trophy. I think he's the youngest. Is he the youngest player to lift? Oh no, Billy Gilmore probably is the youngest player to lift the from Chelsea perspective, I suppose. Obviously, Callum gets himself the Champions League not that many months ago in May earlier this year. Now the Super Cup. I mean, he's very, very excited, so happy, and so he should be. But I got to say, Taryn, I don't think he took his opportunity this match. I really don't think he took his opportunity. I expected him to take on his man. I think he had Alberto Moreno on his side. He must have had a Moreno. I wanted him to drive at him and really hustle, make him fall over backwards. And whenever he would get the ball, just drive at the defenders and then look for cutting outside and whipping the ball in. Once again, I felt like that impetus from that right side wasn't there from that right winger. And this is what I mean, Taryn. I think we are going to probably see a lot more of Callum in that right wing back position. But if he doesn't give us that impetus, we may even see players like Reece James or even Jules Koundé might get an opportunity, because he is electric. Koundé is very pacey and he's not scared to take on a man. His dribbling stats in La Liga is insane. It's like a midfielder's dribbling stats. So what do you make of his performance, Callum Hudson-Odoi?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I felt like he was playing quite safe today. And in a game like this, I expect him to be, you know, like you said, taking on your man. It is a big stage. You saw Chalobah really, really fired up to make impact, to show all the suitors possibly outside of the club, internally inside the club, I'm going to cement my name on this team sheet. And today I feel like it was a bit safe. But a main factor I felt this was Villarreal kind of set up in a three at the back, or kind of a 5 at the back in the first half. And if we've seen in the Tottenham game especially, Hudson-Odoi had so much room. They were playing a 4 at the back, Tottenham. Ziyech or Hudson-Odoi would be kind of engaging the fullback. That would leave a lot of room for one of them. But today, one of the centre-backs was man marking Ziyech or whoever was playing there. And the wing-back was man marking Hudson-Odoi. And if you saw, there was barely any space for him to work on, to take on players. Mainly the only option he had was to pass back. There was no one really making movements in front of him to show for the ball. There was no one really trying to help him out. And he got trapped in corners at times where there was 3-4 players kind of blocking his path. So obviously you do expect him to find clever ways of kind of interpreting space like Timo Werner, like getting into the half spaces if it's not working out. But I feel like, honestly, the formation that Unai Emery set up today was really suited to kind of, what's the right word, numb Hudson-Odoi's strengths. And he saw that. Let's put a wing back very, very tight to him. Let's man mark him, because if he gets into the game, he will destroy us, like the Tottenham game, like the Arsenal game. And yeah, I do feel like that was a big issue. I was very excited to see Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi together again. You know, the link up of dragging the fullback out, of exploring that space. But in a 5 at the back formation, I think that really does numb that kind of power and that kind of technique a lot of both players. But yeah, like I said, in the second half especially, he was very, very, I say, losing his players when they're making runs into the box. Even the chance from Moreno right at the end of the first half. I know Chalobah maybe was to blame a little bit, Hudson-Odoi completely lost his bearings of where his man was supposed to be. You can't really expect him, he is a winger. He's not a fullback. And I know he's not a guy who I'd put in there against Bayern Munich, against Man City, against Liverpool. I'd put Reece James in there. But today, obviously, didn't have much of a choice, did we, to put in any other fullbacks? It was Hudson-Odoi or maybe Azpilicueta, even throwing in the Reece James. Not any match fitness, but obviously this season we're going to be seeing Reece James there. Koundé is probably going to come in, and Reece James or Azpilicueta are going to be there. But like I said, it felt like they really, really numbed Hudson-Odoi's strengths today, and he couldn't really do much. That's how I'm kind of seeing it.
No, 100. Jonathan, I want to ask you this. Because this is very important, and you can throw in your 2 cents on this as well. Callum, if he's not going to be very, I suppose, dynamic on that right wing-back position, I don't know how he gets into that front three either. That's going to be very, very difficult. So then it becomes a whole issue of where does he, that's why I needed him to really nail it down in that right wing-back. But talk to me, man. Your thoughts.
There's a few things I want to point out because I don't feel like we were set up to enable him to work well when Ziyech went off. I mean, as I said, Ziyech drops into the space. He brings a defender with him and then allows more space for Hudson-Odoi to then drive. And we saw him. He made a few crosses. He took on a few players. As soon as Ziyech went off, then you had Havertz, you had Pulisic, you had Werner. And they didn't really stay on the right. So they weren't taking the defender away. They weren't shifting the play, which didn't allow Hudson-Odoi the space to get in behind, which is what he wants to do. We're so effective on the left with Alonso and Havertz earlier in the game. And second half, when we didn't have Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi wasn't helped. And as well as as a right wing back, Hudson-Odoi, with needing the right winger and sometimes even the centre mid to step up and get one of the defenders out from Villarreal. But the right centre back, Chalobah, doesn't get forward very often. When you've got Aspi, James, underlapping, overlapping, that also helped Hudson-Odoi. So Hudson-Odoi, look, he's done quite well in pre-season at right wing back. I know he needs to take on more players. I know he didn't take his chance today as much as I wanted him to, but it also is the players around him that will enable him to have more space and opportunity to get forward and to take players on. So with the right centre-back not going forward as much in Chalobah, with obviously it changing after Ziyech going off and the different players that played there, it didn't allow him the space and the time to take to have the space, and then the confidence as well was missing to take players on. But I don't feel like I just feel like we maybe, I don't think we're being unfair because I said I don't think he took a chance, but I don't think Tuchel gave the best opportunity and best surroundings or opportunity for Callum Hudson-Odoi to thrive today. It wasn't set up for him. It was more set up on the left hand side, looking at Havertz, obviously trying to control the game with the centre backs and the midfield. We lost our way second half, so I don't think Hudson-Odoi is the only one that we can kind of point at. But disappointed. But this is the same with Ziyech. We said it was Ziyech when Ziyech doesn't look good at times, when he isn't able to drop deep, when he isn't able to look up and pick up a pass. So he sometimes needs someone like Hudson-Odoi, and Hudson-Odoi sometimes needs someone like Ziyech. So I feel they work really well together in those positions.
Work in tandem. They work in tandem.
Exactly. And sometimes with other players, it just doesn't quite work. But look, he's not a right wing back at heart, is he? We want him further forward on the right or predominantly left, so he can cut in and be a bit more confident to shoot. Because
do you think he's going to get the games there, though, Jonathan?
That's the problem. So, and this is what I've said about even when Pulisic was playing left wing back, and people were saying to me, "How can you criticise him?" Every player on a Tuchel has got to be adaptable. You've got Reece James playing right centre back, right wing back, sometimes playing in DM. You've got the player switching wings. Havertz has had to play so many different positions. So you've got to take your chance because we've got such a competitive squad now. If you don't, play well when you play, wherever you play, Tuchel is just going to find someone else to slot in. And if they work, like Ziyech now, as unfortunate as it is, if someone comes in and plays well, it's going to be very hard for him to get back in because we have such competition. So for me, disappointed with Hudson-Odoi today. But I know he's got the talent. He's got the quality. He needs, the right moments to choose as well, I think, in taking players on. But I just don't feel like he wants to take him on and cut inside on his left and shoot or cross. He doesn't feel like Ziyech. He doesn't really want to cross with his right or shoot with his right. So maybe we just need to give him different conditions. But I go back to my point of you've got to play 100% in every position you've got to get given under Tuchel. And just to point out, and I just saw a really good tweet from Jay McIntosh, who's been on this channel a few times, not as much recently, but he said about the mentality of the players, and he said Tuchel is cultivating a winning mentality that will change the way these players operate. unbelievable stuff. And he's nailed it there, Jay. Quite good with his words, quite eloquent. And it's the same like with Hudson-Odoi. It's breeding that mentality. And this is only going to help players like Hudson-Odoi get even better.
100%. This is the fact. At the end of the day, we are winning. That's important. But obviously, the competition is immense. This is why I'm so upset that Ziyech got injured, because I don't know. I really don't know when he comes back from his injury, whether it's going to be the same playing field again, whether he's going to be favored again. And I hope he is. I just hope he is. And I think Thomas Tuchel sees that we saw as soon as Ziyech was gone, there was no more X factor. There was no more creator. There was no more goal threat. So I hope that he does come back in that perspective. But you just don't know. This team is full of quality. And I just hope that fan base stays very, very patient, that they don't forget someone like Ziyech and start saying, oh, he's not needed in the Chelsea team. You know, when you're out of sight, you become out of mind. That's the issue. Varun, thank you so much for this super chat, my man. Chelsea is the best team in the world. They literally are now, aren't they?
Nearly. with the Club World Cup, then
with the Club World Cup, that's coming up. We need to get that. But yeah, Champions League victory, now Super Cup. You know, we got to remember some banter we need to throw out there. Villarreal beat Arsenal and Man United, and we just beat Villarreal. So, you know, we are one of the best, if not the best team in Europe. We have to say that. I want to take care of this super chat before we start talking about Pulisic next up, which is going to be a very interesting topic as well. Chelsea Perspective, thank you so much, my man. I haven't seen you for a little while, so thank you for joining in the live chat. Saying just stopping by to say hi, as the skies over Europe are blue. Keep the blue flag flying high. Thank you so much, my man. Honestly, really, really do appreciate that. Over 350 nearly live. Smash the like button. Get the likes up to well over 300. We're going to talk about more players, and then we're going to talk about Thomas Tuchel, and then obviously the Premier League season coming up. Smash the like button. Share it. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Literally so close to 7,000 now. If we can get that in this stream, unbelievable. And check out the boys and their socials in the description. And also, Super Football shirts, the link in the banner. As you can see, they're giving away, well, not giving away, it's a massive 50% discount, plus 10% with my code. So go out there, buy yourself a jersey. This is straight from them. Let me just, there you go, Chelsea. Oh, there it is. This is a Ziyech one. I've got a Mason Mount one. I've also got a Kai Havertz one, and I've got a Lukaku one coming up, the yellow shirt. So go get yourself the jersey. They are, affordable. By the way, they're replicas. They're replicas. They're not the real one. That's why they're affordable, but they look just as good as real. I mean, just quickly from the boys, because I get this question thrown at me a lot. Taryn, one word. How nice are those jerseys?
Luxury.
There you go. Jonathan, one word, bro. How nice are these jerseys?
Affordable.
They're
not. Look, you couldn't tell the difference. As I said, it's replicated. It's half the price. If I go into a mega store now, look, the away football shirt it cost me 33 quid. You know, with the Lukaku 9 on the back. It's going to cost me 80 at least 90. In the mega store or somewhere else 90. So look, it's pretty much spot on. And you know, I'm not going to get if you're going to sell them in the future, then you can't. But it's all about keeping them and just representing your shirt. And look, we put enough money into the pockets of Chelsea. So
honestly,
it's a great, you know, it's a great thing that obviously because of the community, Miz is able to obviously extend these sort of things. So, you know, big up to him. But there is no goalkeepers kits. I've just logged on. There's no goalkeeper kits at the moment. No. Just the away shirt, and you can get the player version as well for both of them. But also the Champions of Europe 21 on the back is available on there for the home kit.
All right, fair enough. Get yourself a Kante one. We're going to talk about Kante very soon. Jonathan, let's, I went to Jonathan. Taryn, let's talk about Christian Pulisic. I was speaking to a few of the other guys in other group chats about Christian Pulisic. Look, I know I'm going to get slaughtered now. Everyone's going to go after me because I've been slaughtered in the timeline in Twitter as well. Yes, I want him to be fit. Yes, this is preseason. Let him build up the fitness. Keep being fit. I need to see more, man. Like, I do need some end product from you, my man. Christian Pulisic, you are one of our top forward players. You're one we rely on. You're an attacker for us. You have responsibility in this particular football club. You've come on. I knew you weren't going to start. The boys have said as well, Pulisic is probably not going to start. We kind of throw in, Taron and I, we throw in that maybe he starts ahead of Werner, but it was a 50-50 chance. Timo Werner started. That was the, clear-cut favorite. But Taron, I did not see much of him again. I've not seen enough of him in the preseason. He gets a brilliant opportunity in this particular match. Once again, he doesn't do justice. Does he start for you against Palace?
Nope, he doesn't. He doesn't start for me against Palace. And, it is a very, like I always say on the channel, it's a very sensitive topic in the fan base because the fact is we know how good he can be on his day. Honestly, he is one of the most electrifying wingers in the league. And that's why we expect so much from him. Today, again, that chance kind of summarizes this whole game. He picks up the ball in a tasty position that I think I could finish it. He got the ball, took a nice touch onto it. Jonathan, I promise you, I'll finish it. I'll take one in the game of 2-touch right now. Anyways, he could have scored that easily. That's what I'm trying to say. Even the offside chance where it was clearly offside, whether he knew it was offside, I want to see some confidence. At least put that into the back of the net. Show you're hungry, show you want to score. And he misses that one as well. And I'm not blaming even that he's playing on the right. I'm not going to blame that. It shouldn't make that much of a difference. You're a professional footballer. You're the captain of the United States national team. You should be able to play anywhere across that front line. Like you guys said, you need to be so versatile in Thomas Tuchel's system. Whatever he throws you, we have players coming in who are hungry to prove that they want to play. And, even youth players, Tino Andrin would have taken that chance by the scruff of the neck and threw everything on that pitch if he played today. And, Pulisic, I want to see him driving at players. I want to see him doing, nutmegging 3 players, taking people on, having a shot. But it's worrying. Even last season, I did not see that from him, anything close to that. And I'm trying to put my finger. Is it his fitness issues? Is that he's still kind of feeling injury from, the hamstring one in the FA Cup that was rushed back from? I'm not really sure what is right now that's causing this. Even on the left, you think that this inverted position is perfect for him. He's not too wide. He's right in the middle. He can drive straight to the middle of the defense, take people on. But it's almost like he's suffering from the system change. Like in Lampard's system, the main guy in our team was Pulisic. We'd pass to him. He'd drive at players. He'd create something. He'd have a shot. He'd pass. Remember the Crystal Palace game at Selhurst Park where he was absolutely superb under Lampard. But now he's not the main player in this team. And it kind of seems like he's struggling with trying to kind of balance his mantle along with these other key players right now. And it's just worrying. You need to see a team play. We're not individuals anymore. We're not Eden Hazard FC. We're not players. We're a unit. The reason we won the Champions League is because we're a unit. So Pulisic needs to embed into that unit, realize that, there's other players in his team that potentially even better than him, work as a team, create connections on the pitch, and he will get better. But it seems like he's not benefiting from not being the main player in the attack anymore. He's not the guy we pass to and hope for something. He's pressed very highly in this system. That the 3 centre-backs are always onto him. And I don't know what to put my finger on. I would not start him against Palace. If Lukaku's fit, I'm putting Lukaku, Mount and Havertz if he's okay after the game today. And, even against a tied Villarreal defence, Pau Torres, he's played, in the Euros for Spain, he's played in the Olympics. I want him to come on, take on Pau Torres, exploit that kind of the sore leg, kind of what was it, fatigue. But it looked like Pau Torres was not at the Olympics. He wasn't at the Euros. He's been at home working out the whole summer. So no, I'm probably being harsh here, and there's probably people who are going to disagree with me, but I'm being honest. I'm saying I expect the world from Christian Pulisic. And right now, I'm seeing Mars.
I love this. Commentary from RJ and Jonathan, I want you to tackle this one. On this performance, Pulisic did not earn start against Palace, too anonymous at times and lacked cutting edge, particularly his speed of decision making. Honestly, RJ, it can't be any more eloquent than this, ladies and gentlemen. Example, slow release pass that was intercepted. What do you got to say, Jonathan?
I don't want to talk too negatively about Pulisic because I seem to drag on about him and people are going to think I've got an agenda, but I'm just honest.
I literally get insulted in social media. That means you got an agenda against Pulisic.
Hard line Pulisic fan, Captain America fans, American fans, and people that, there's a lot of big accounts that do a lot of propaganda on Pulisic. So it's nothing against him, but, I keep hearing about, he's saved us in certain games. He's done certain things, but all of these are in isolation. And I always go back to a comment I made a few weeks ago. And I know Matisse has made this one quite big as well. Praise in isolation. And, someone like Pulisic, Project Restart, the Real Madrid game, the Liverpool game, I've seen a lot of good things from Pulisic. But like when I say about Loftus-Cheek, I don't want to see good things in little spells. I want to see good things in long spells over a season, over a consistent period. He doesn't do it consistently enough, whether it's injuries, whether it's form, whether it's not looking quite right on the pitch. He doesn't take responsibility enough, and that is my issue tonight. I know he did create a few chances. I know he had a chance where he put it wide, but you've got to score that. That saves us the hassle of a penalty shootout. Yeah. You know, you've got to have more of a killer instinct. And as I said, I know he's done well in the Chelsea shirt. There's been some really good games from him, but you can count probably on two hands. And he's been here for nearly 3 years. I know he's had his issues, but you've got to start taking games by the scruff of the neck. And look, Havertz may not have had a good game, got the assist. You know, I've just got to see more from our big game players. And all I keep hearing about is how good Pulisic is. I know he's got talent. And a bit like Hudson-Odoi, who still, I know he's only a year younger than Hudson-Odoi. He hasn't had as much football as Pulisic has had in you know, over the spells at Chelsea and Dortmund that Pulisic has had. And he hasn't got the expectation, I don't think. But, you know, Hudson-Odoi's probably got another one season to, you know, show what he can do. And I'd say the same with Pulisic. And this isn't me digging him out. This is me criticising him to the extent that I don't fancy him as a player, because I do think he's a good player and he's got the quality. But do it over consistent periods. Show me in games where we need you to take the game and go, right, I'm taking
this was the need. This was the need. Today was the need.
And exactly. And look, RJ spot on, always very well spoken, as always, RJ. But yeah, I said this in pre-season, and I mean, every single game, what have you seen from Pulisic that's gone, this guy's on the money, this guy needs to start the next game? We've seen it from Ziyech. We've gone, he needs to start. Havertz, we've gone, that killer ice goal against Arsenal. You go, right, he needs to start. You know, that third kind of left wing role, I'd say, is the one up for grabs. Havertz may probably move there. Obviously, Ziyech is now injured. Lukaku's going to come in, so probably Mount as well. Again, who looked quite sharp today. You're running out of, I wouldn't say running out of chances, but you're running out of free hits for me.
Exactly. There is no free hits, Jonathan. He may get that one opportunity. I don't think he'll probably start against Palace. He may come off the bench. But he needs to, he needs to take that advantage against Palace whenever he comes on. He just needs to, because you're not going to be handed opportunities in this football club. You really won't be. I know a lot of people will say, oh, but Miz, you know, they deserve, you know, consistent run. You're not going to get consistent run. You're not going to get it. I'm sorry. Chelsea Football Club, you're not going to get it. The only player that I think
when you have them,
the only player that I think may get a consistent run is Lukaku, because we don't have a player like him up front.
Oh, and I think Havertz as well. I think he's going to persist with Havertz. Obviously, he's going to persist with like the Kante, probably Jorginho, them sort of guys, and obviously Silva.
Mount is probably the other one that may get
Mount
a lot of
as well. As I said, just we've got so many options, you know. And Pulisic has got the dribbling ability. There was a time where, you know, he was running towards goal. He tried to do 3-4 players, and then it hit Alonso, who was standing offside. The option right then, you've taken it past a few players, wasn't to shoot. It's about decision making. I know he's young. I know hopefully it will come, but the option was to pass to Azpilicueta. I know he wasn't as wide as you want him to be. The option was to pass to Azpilicueta and get a ball in the box, because you had 3 players that would have then got onside. It's about looking up and going, what's the best option?
That's the thing. He doesn't look up.
Yeah, so I wanted it to work. I hate having to sit here and kind of dig him out, but I want to see more. And if, you know, from a like, same with Timo Werner, you can't say that I'm not consistent, because I dig out Werner for the things that he does wrong. So look, I back every player when they play. I want them to score. I want them to fit the game, but just difficult. I mean, look, obviously after you talk about the super chat, there's another super chat which is on Pulisic from another one from Baron in a second.
Do you know what? Let's bring that in, because we'll get back. Actually, just quickly, live hard and die. Thank you so much for the super chat. Why do I always believe in Ziyech? He's so good. I always believe in Ziyech. I'll tell you exactly why I believe in Ziyech. And I've always said it. I'm going to be very, very consistent. And we'll then go back to that Pulisic super chat, which Jonathan can tackle. And then we'll talk about Kante with Taron. Ziyech has just got that X factor. That's it. Ziyech could go the whole game not looking like he's even interested. But that one pass, that one shot, that just one thing, and that will turn the game around. And that is Hakim Ziyech. And I've got a lot of time for players like that can turn a game like this. You know, they may be not in the game at all, but that one brilliant moment of magic. Pulisic has that, but the thing about Pulisic is decision making. That's what concerns me. He doesn't look up at times. But Jonathan, you want to tackle this super chat?
Yes, obviously, thanks again for saying that. And look, I have been patient with Pulisic. I know he's had injuries. I know he needs to get a consistent one on the team. But like we've said, will he get it? I'm not sure. I know he will come good. I've seen a really good Pulisic. I've mentioned the games and the periods that he's done well, but it needs to be over a consistent period. Look, we've got so many different options. You have to look at a player's key attribute. The key attribute for Timo Werner is pace. Is he using it well enough at the moment? No. Havertz has, I think, with his assist, with his movement, with the creativity, did it today. Ziyech obviously got his goal, put in some really nice balls. You look at Pulisic, and his main attribute that we don't have in other members of the squad is his dribbling. Did he use that today to his real effect? Not enough for me. And that's the thing. We look at certain things from certain players, and if you don't, use your skill set, it's going to be really hard to get into the team.
We've got some live update about Ziyech, guys. Tukul on BT Sport about Ziyech's injury. If you take a player out during the first half, it is serious, unfortunately, because he's a decisive player in this last game. Look, I don't know. I'm hoping, that
we'll hear in the next few days, I think, because of they're going to have to do a scan. They're going to see whether they need to pop it back into place. But just on Pulisic, there's a good comment from Dylan Young, and I was just thinking about this with maybe Lukaku, who's not a target man, but he can play with someone else, someone like Werner, maybe Pulisic. I get this comment, about Giroud and Pulisic, but is he going to have the chance? Because, we've got, Timo Werner as well. We've got all these other options, and we've got Mason Mount, Havertz, etc. So I'd love to see him with Lukaku, get a nice 2-3 game spell, see what happens. But yeah, I'm waiting for things to happen.
100. Taryn, name on the trophy goes in there. Chelsea's name in the Super Cup, first time. I'm so happy. Yeah, it is the first time, right? Oh, second time. Sorry, we beat Real Madrid ages ago. Yeah, second time.
1990.
We're the first team in history to win each major European trophy twice.
This is so gorgeous, ladies and gentlemen. This is why it's such a fantastic feeling to be a fan of this football club. And since Roman obviously has taken over, we've been blessed as a fan base to consistently be enjoying these moments. And we've created so many friendship, and now we're creating friendship in the live chat as well. It's brilliant, honestly. Taryn, I do want to talk to you about N'Golo Kante. We talk about Taryn. We talk about players. It's the preseason. Now let them work it. Themselves back into the game. This guy looks like he left and he just came back from last season. It does not matter. There was literally an injury scare with this guy when we were doing the preview yesterday, and we thought maybe he doesn't start, and then he does start. And then he almost was the best player in the first half. If anything, I think he probably was the best player. The interceptions, I know Ziyech scored, but I think Kante. Look, talk to me about Kante, Taryn. And the other thing that I want to hear from you is we are in need of a midfielder, because I don't think we can do with Kante, Kovacic and Jorginho. As I think Kovacic had a very good game from deep. He was spraying the balls diagonally and finding Callum, finding at times Alonso. There was a blockbuster challenge right at the end in the extra time, how he recovered. He was the last man there. So brilliant work from Kovacic. Jorginho comes in, does well as well. Talk to me about Kante and talk to me about need of another midfielder.
I'd say Kante is kind of like the Miz of Chelsea. 99 work rate, always producing the goods for the fans, and always there when everyone loves him basically. But less about that. Kante today, like I said, first half, it didn't look like he was at a Euro tournament. Like I said, it looked like he was sleeping all summer, relaxing, and he was all in energy for this game. But he was everywhere. Wherever I looked, he was intercepting, running back, helping in the attack. As soon as he came off, you realise a massive drop in the performance. And I know Jorginho.
But you realise two players have gone. It's like two players have left.
Exactly, yeah, that's what I mean. It's like we're playing with 12 players at all times, but you could realise a massive drop, not just at Jorginho. I'm not saying he's a bad player live chat. I'm just saying you realise a massive drop in the intensity, in the pressing, in the way he was conducting play from the middle, and the way he was destroying play everywhere. There was a massive drop, and testament. This is not even starting the season yet, and it's producing this amount of of work rate, of energy. And yeah, but like I said, his work rate overload is a massive, massive issue for Chelsea. We definitely can't see these performances every single game for the whole season. And yeah, exactly. That's why we need another midfielder in the squad. As simple as that. We can't expect Kante to be there, destroying play, pressing with a high intensity, 19 minutes every 3 days. It's not realistic at all, especially at the age of 30. We know he's a little machine, but it's not realistic at all. In my opinion, Tchouaméni is still coming to Chelsea. I know Edouard Mendy, Rennes still qualified for the Champions League, and Edouard Mendy still moved over to Chelsea. And Tchouaméni, if he sees, would he rather play in the Champions League for Monaco or Chelsea? I think he's going to pick Chelsea. And Cesc Fabregas has talked about that. So, yeah, I think he could definitely come in the summer. But, yeah, he was absolutely superb in this game, Kante. And it shows how important it is to have an overload. In the lesser games, we could maybe swap in Tchouaméni. But for the big games, we need Kante on that pitch. 100,000,000%. The Man Cities and Liverpools, the Champions League group stage games.
He's a cheat code. Kante is a cheat code. It's literally cheating to have someone like Kante. You're playing with two players. As you said, he was literally everywhere in that first half. Everywhere.
And even there was a chance where he kind of counter-pressed quite hard up the pitch, and he had a shot which literally was this close to flying in. And I thought, this guy is not human. There's no way he has the same DNA as a normal human being. He has to be half alien, half, be something like that. But he's definitely not full human. He's crazy. But overall, his technical ability is something I feel is really, underwhelmed by a lot of fans. I rarely see him misplace a pass. I rarely see him, have a shot in a bad area. I rarely see him give the ball away. So his technical ability.
Also, Taryn, there was a moment in the first half or maybe early second half, there was a Villarreal player literally 3 times his size and he bumped him off. Like, he literally just... I'm thinking, how's Kante doing this? Like, literally, he's such a small guy. Someone needs to do an experiment on him to find out what genes do you have, my man, because this is not human type. As you said, it's crazy.
Extraterrestrial. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that was Etienne Capoue, who's a very, very well-stocked big midfielder. He knocked him off like he was a 12-year-old child, simple as that. And he went through the pitch, and as soon as he did that, he wasn't, being happy about it. He was straight back to business, counter-pressing, doing everything he needs. And like I said, I want Kante to play as many games this season, but at this age, it's not realistic. We have to bring in the fourth choice, Loftus-Cheek compared to Kante. You'll realise a massive difference on the pitch. We need a DM who can cover a lot of space, who's very technical on the ball. And for me, that's Boubacar Kamara or Tchouaméni. So, yeah, I think we need a look at some of these pictures now. Christian Pulisic, absolutely gassed. He's gassed. And I feel so happy for Kepa. I know it's a bit off topic, but this guy's been through so much at Chelsea, and he's come on, he's proved all the fans wrong, and he's really done something great for this club. I really hope he gets the respect he deserves now, and absolutely superb.
100. Jonathan, I know you got to go. I want to give you the last particular player, and we need to talk about him in detail, and you're probably the best person to start the prop with, Antonio Rudiger. We can see him in the background in this picture. I've said it many a times. Under Thomas Tuchel, not only he's world class, but I can't really think about a better defender than him in world football at the moment. I know people will throw Ruben Diaz, they'll throw many other names out there. He's another one of those guys like Kante, just full of energy. And you know what, Jonathan? We need to put it out there. A supreme ball-playing defender. Let's put it out there. Dribbling, carrying the ball. He goes on these gallops, like literally just, I would be scared as a defender looking at this monster just running at me. I would get scared. And he's not messing around when he's running. He's literally galloping at you. And the passing from deep is very good as well. Defensively, so good. Did not deserve that yellow card, man. I don't care what people say. I know people can say, oh, but that's reckless play. He got the ball. You can't stop. How do you stop your momentum when the other player's going for the ball as well in a 50-50 challenge and he ends up getting a yellow card, which I don't think he deserved it. But Jonathan, talk to me about how important he is to our football club, and I hope he signs that contract extension, man.
I think he will do. I think Rudiger, he hit the nail on the head. Ball playing centre back, love that. Love that little thing about him, to be honest. Look, he's just so aggressive. I mean, the yellow card he got, he was going for that challenge. You knew as a player that's played, myself may not nowhere near his level, but you want to get the man and the ball. He got the ball, followed through on the man nicely. It was a nice crunching challenge. And yes, there's been red cards. Yes, I've seen yellow cards. But today's game, it's just a shame that challenge isn't applauded because it was a fantastic challenge. But again, it sums him up. The way he took the penalty kick, just stands up nonchalantly. He's got his shin pad high up on the leg.
Brilliant penalty.
Sit past the goalkeeper who wasn't really sure what to do. He was almost intimidated by the look of Antonio. The little video that's come from the dressing room when he's put his middle finger up. Rudiger has the winning mentality. He's got the mentality you want the kids or the younger, inexperienced guys in the squad to have. He's someone that is a winner that wants to win. He has that bite about him that you need in every single squad. Someone who leads by example. And as I said, the diagonals that he plays, especially to Hudson-Odoi quite a few times in the game, to Alonso, so important, to switch to play, to switch the momentum, to switch from left to right, to kind of move the play. So it's so important for so many levels, for so many reasons. And as you say, the way he steps out, and then allows the left wing back to have more role for the DM or one of the guys in the pivot to then drop deep in his position. It just works for him at left centre back. He's absolutely phenomenal there. Even better when he's got someone like Silva beside him, when he's got Chilwell, more manageable left wing back beside him that will be a bit more defensive to allow him to step out more. So, he's got everything you want as a defender, especially in a 3. And you can't really throw enough compliments at him. Just really impressed with him. And like I say, it's that aggression. It's that mentality. Like every time he goes into a challenge, he's out. He's there. He wants it. Every single part of the game, he wants to make sure that, even when he just thumps the ball into the upper tier, it's little things like that. He just knows, he means business. And that's why I like Tuchel actually coming out.
Everything is decisive. There's no...
Everything's 100%. Everything's commitment. 100%. Whether he's going to miss, and earlier in his career, he did miss a few times, which I think while some of us were a bit disappointed, but now he doesn't miss. When he goes, players are like, okay, the Rudiger train is leaving the station. I'm not getting in the way of it. So, and as I said, the way when Tuchel came out and got that yellow card and was remonstrating with the officials, it was almost vindication to Rudiger to go, you keep doing that. I like it. I want this.
I like it.
Tuchel doesn't really come out and get angry or get annoyed or even been booked or even sent off in his Chelsea career so far in his short tenure. But it was just the way, because he knew we needed to put it up another level. Because obviously towards the end of the first half, that one that hit the bar from Moreno, and then they started well Villarreal. I think Tuchel knew that he needed someone like Rudiger to just rouse them. And if you get in Rudiger's face, you just irritate him more. And that's what I said earlier about Mason Mount. It's rubbed off on someone like him because Gomez made a little bit of a naughty challenge. He then got up. He's walking over into him. He's pushing him. Now, look, I don't want my players to be rude, to be unsportsman, but I like that bite, that competitiveness. I want the other team to know they're in a game. And someone like Rudiger makes sure that every opposition that comes up against him knows he's in a game. He's a frightening to play against, and he's an absolute delight when you stand there watching him, as a fan for your team. Like Diego Costa, great for you at your club. Hate him when he's at someone else's club. So can't say enough about Rudiger. He's completely proved me wrong. I liked him to begin with at Chelsea. After his injury and he came back, he's a bit of a liability for me. I did, want him out. Now he's one of the first names on the team sheet, along with someone like Thiago Silva and Mendy. Absolutely tremendous. And absolutely love him. There's so much to love about him. And obviously, thanks again for Varane. I know I always do these little shout-outs as well, but thank you, obviously, because the support we've had through this stream, through all of them. Make sure you give this main guy, Miz, he puts up a lot of his time. Let's get the numbers up. Let's get the subs up. But also, let's just put this out. It's a community. We just want the live chat to create discussion. That's what a lot of you have done today. We just want it to be, interactive. So, obviously, thanks again for having me on. And I was in two minds. When we've missed the first penalty, I'm thinking I'm going to come on really moody, just slagging everyone off. But obviously, we win. I'm a little bit happier. I know there's a long way to go. But one of the biggest issues we saw from this game was Lukaku and the need for him at centre forward. Tuchel didn't bring on Abraham, didn't put in a proper striker, didn't have Batshuayi on the bench.
Very good point.
The sign to the board to go, let's get this done, let's get my gunman, and let's get him ready for that Palace game to come off the bench and fire us to 3 points.
So well said, Jonathan. I can't wait to see Romelu Lukaku better be announced tomorrow. That's it. It better be announced tomorrow, and we better see him against Palace. Jonathan, my man, thank you so much for your time. You give this channel so much. I cannot appreciate enough. Hope you have a very good night, and I hope to see you very, very soon, my man. Thank you so much.
Take care, man. We'll see you for the Palace game. Well,
for sure.
Around that
for
time,
sure.
you know what it's like. Take care, guys.
For sure. Take care. All right, we're going to carry on with the review. We've got a few more players, and we'll wrap things up. I know Taryn needs to go to bed as well, and it's getting very, very late in UK. But we will eventually finish things off. Varun, thank you so much for the super chat. Big up to you guys. You guys have been phenomenal. Thank you heaps for the support. Taryn, let's talk about a few more players before we wrap things up. Trevor Chalobah needs to get a wrap in this particular game. I feel there's a reason why Thomas Tuchel believes in this particular player. There really is. I know he needs to probably, from that right side at times, needs to be a little bit more decisive with the passes. Don't be scared. Put those passes forward. Look for those line-breaking passes, but that's fine. Defensively, he's bailed us out quite a few times in that second half where at times Zuma looked a bit out of position. And even when Christensen came on, obviously Christensen's just his proper first game as well. I mean, big future, I believe, for Trevor Chalobah, man. He's shown big character, gets himself a trophy as well at Chelsea in the pre-season time. So brilliant work from Trevor Chalobah. What do you think about his performance?
I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was really brilliant. The first half, he was, I say, quite shaky, conservative with his pass. He would pass backwards. He'd just pass it to the wing back, play quite conservative. But in the second half, he really came to the game. You saw, like you said, Kurt Zuma, I felt wasn't great in this game. He was drifting out of position a lot. Getting sucked out by Joe Moreno, and left so much space for kind of the wings to die behind. Chalobah was there. I can't even count on my hands how many times he bailed us out with last-minute tackles. Yeah. We saw that actually a lot, ironically, with Kurt Zuma at Chelsea. He wasn't the best. He would cover for our centre-back to make them last-ditch tackles. But Chalobah, his pace is absolutely crazy. Honestly, he's absolutely rapid. For a tall guy who I'm guessing is about 6'4", 6'5", I don't think many forwards can really beat him for pace in world football right now, and that is a big statement.
Strong too, Taryn. Strong.
Exactly. A few times when he was one-on-one near the byline, he just moved to the left. The player went flying a few times. He's strong, but I'd say his overall game, I'll give him an 8 out of 10. I mean, that is a bit harsh, maybe an 8 out of 10. I probably wouldn't say I want him to be in the squad next season. Again, that's really harsh, but I think he's still quite raw, and his positioning at times, he leaves a bit too much space here and there. His passing is not how we expect. If you look at the Rudiger stand, you look at Jules Koundé last season, we expect a lot more ball progression from that role. He does look a bit like when they see Chalobah on the ball, they try to press him even more. They see him as maybe a less kind of ball-playing centre-back, but nonetheless, he's really put himself out there for a great loan this season. I'm expecting a top Bundesliga club, a top Serie A club to really look at this game and think, Chalobah could be great for us next season. So, yeah, like I said, a lot of people might disagree, but I don't really think he's going to stay with us next season. But this is a great start to his Chelsea career. He has this experience, which not a lot of these academy players can say they've had, to play the Chelsea Super Cup final. It's absolutely crazy. He's going to take this into his career and use this as a massive stepping point to go on and on and on. But like I said, his last-ditch tackles, his reading of the game, his strength, I say composure on the ball at times is very, very underrated. But yeah, I'm saying we have to loan him or next season. Miz, I don't know. What do you think about that?
Bro, look, he probably will go on a loan. That's been the conversation that's been happening. And with Jules Koundé most likely coming in, you got Christensen, you got Rudiger, you got Thiago Silva, who hasn't featured yet. So he's got to come in as well. You got Reece James, who hasn't featured yet as well. He may play a lot more in the RCB. So look, it's stacked. But what I like about Chalobah is Thomas Tuchel's already said he sees this player making into the first team next season. So I'm very happy. If there is a proper development plan for him, I'm very, very happy. Go out there, kill it on your loan, my man. And I think Chelsea wants him to go on a loan where he becomes a centre-back. So hopefully he gets a centre-back position somewhere. Absolutely kill it, whether it's a Premier League team, whether it's a Bundesliga team, I do not care. It may even be a French league team because he did really well in Lorient in French. So hopefully he does well. The beautiful game here, sell, loan or keep. Chalobah stock has risen dramatically, 100%. Super chat here. Thank you so much, Blue Clouds TV. Big up to you, Miz and CFC Taryn. Guys, this is how we start our seat. We can wind the league up if we believe in Tuchel. Great job, guys. Yeah, 100%. What a way to start this particular season with a title. I mean, You can't have it any better way than that. Lastly, Kepa, fantastic heroics for us. I mean, look, we've given him a very, very tough time, man. We really have. He recently had that article where he goes into detail, very heart-touching article as well. He did the heroics for us in the Europa League. Let's not forget, he saved us there in the semi-finals. We ended up winning that. Now, literally, he won us. He won us this. It was his saves that won us this. I mean, Taryn, we do need to start being a lot more supportive towards this guy now, don't you think? Like, I know he's got his deficiencies, but he's now being part of this team where he's won Europa League, Champions League, and now the Super Cup. So deserves a little bit of respect, right?
I have to give all my hats off to Kepa. Literally, all the hats I have in my cupboard, I'm going to take them all off because he's kept coming back from setbacks at Chelsea. The first season, it was good, but obviously the thing in the UEFA Cup final, he had a lot of difficulties at the start of the season. He's come back from that. The second season, he had a very, very poor kind of time under Frank Lampard. He's come back from that. He said, I don't want to go on loan. I don't want to get sold. I want to keep competing. He's seen a really top-class goalkeeper, Mendy, come in, who's obviously taken his jersey, the number 1 jersey. He's kept fighting and he's kept pushing. And today, you always see him on the sidelines. Even you saw at the start of the game, he was talking to, I think was Anthony Barry, kind of giving him some kind of indication on where the players need to be at times. He seems like he wants.
They were showing him the iPad and all the players where they go. It's brilliant.
Maybe he should be assistant coach at Chelsea instead of a goalkeeper. But anyways, like what I'm saying, he just looks like he really wants to stay at Chelsea. He wants to keep fighting. He's not going to give up. Doesn't matter if Mendy comes in, if someone else comes in, Bettinelli comes in. He's going to keep pushing, keep fighting. He's going to help the team from the sidelines. And he looks like a massive team player. That's what we need in the squad. We're not, like I said earlier, we're not units anymore. We don't win trophies supposedly on individuals. We are a team unit. That's why we won the CO last season. That's why we won the Super Cup today. A lot of pressure was on him. He comes on in the 190th minute in a Super Cup final. It could have gone to his head, but he saved 2 massive penalties and won us a game. So amazing performance today. Honestly, he won us the cup. Like I said, he's won us Europa League in the past. I just don't, like I was saying before, I don't think he's had a great few years at Chelsea in the past, but he keeps coming back. He keeps fighting and he's put his name back in the lights again. So, fair play to him.
Honestly, thank you so much, Kepa, for everything you've done for this football club. I know I've been critical as well. The fan base have been critical, but we can't forget what you've given to this football club, and we truly, truly appreciate that. And from here on, hopefully we can keep backing you. And, whenever you do get the chance, it looks like you're probably staying. You're not going to go away for a loan or anything like that. I just feel like a goalkeeper for his stature, I don't know whether it can be a backup goalkeeper, probably needs to start somewhere, but I'm happy if he is the backup goalkeeper. I just don't want to get into the situation, Taryn, as we discussed last season, where there's a cup keeper and a league keeper and all of that, and then you get into this mess. I just don't want to get into that. But it is what it is. Obviously, Mendy's got the African Nations Cup coming up earlier next year. So that will be very, very interesting to see, Kepa getting that opportunity. So, and that moment in January is very, very important. All right, we're going to finish things off with Thomas Tuchel. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got over 320. You guys have been constant. You've been 300 plus constant. You're enjoying it. Super chats are coming in thick and fast as well. Great comments from everyone else in the live chat. I love you guys so much, live chat. And I love the fact my live chat is so, so clean. I love it. I really, really need to shout you guys out for keeping it so clean out there. And this is the community that we're building here. Respectful community, but at the same time, thoughtful, footballing discussion. So smash the like button, get it well over 300. Absolutely blow the mind of this particular channel. And 7,000 subscribers. I just had a look. I'm 40 away from 7,000 subscribers. So let's get to that milestone in this stream, guys. Let's do it right away. I'll take care of this super chat. Varun, thank you once again for the super chat, my man. Do you think Kepa should start now? Look, I think that's probably pushing it a little bit. Mendy is still the number 1 goalkeeper for Chelsea. He's shown with some of the fine saves that he's made today during the game. I know he had some lapses of concentration, but we can't forget what he did last season. Mendy was immense. Champions League run in the Premier League, so on and so forth. But Kepa, if he does stick around, decent backup. And that's all I'm going to say. I think, hopefully he gets the confidence. God forbid if Mendy ever gets an injury, hopefully we can all back Kepa. I don't hope that Mendy gets any injury, but you never know with how players go. So, as I said, he's a good backup. Taryn, let's talk about Thomas Tuchel. I thought team selection, pretty much spot on in terms of fitness, in terms of players that were on form. That's who started. Substitutions, I had no complaints, to be honest. I don't think he could have done any more. He doesn't have a Lukaku. He's not going to use a Tammy Abraham. Do you know what I mean? Could he have used Ruben Loftus-Cheek? Maybe, but what would Ruben have given us? I don't know. So from that tick mark, biggest tick mark, bringing on Kepa, knowing that leaving that one last substitution in the extra time, that if it does go to penalties, he wants to bring in Kepa because Mendy, let's be honest, the guy just doesn't dive in penalties. So fantastic, gets himself a trophy. I'm so happy for Thomas Tuchel. So happy.
What can I say? Honestly, we've praised him so many times on this channel for great reasons. And today, again, the Kepa factor, was that Hilaria? Was that a combination of Anthony Barry, Tuchel, whoever it was? Tuchel is the guy who makes that decision. He gives the green light, and he took a massive risk today, and it paid off. So the thing I like about Tuchel, he's taken risks in his Chelsea career. Marcos Alonso, when he first came in, he took a risk bringing him back in. Antonio Rudiger was nowhere near the first team. He put him back in. Look how that's repaid him. Jorginho was nowhere near the first team. He brought him back in, made him a key player. So everything Tuchel touches turns to gold at the minute. Every little thing he touches. You see, just before the penalty shootout, all the players gathering around him, listening intently. Yeah, he's doing a massive kind of team talk, a massive kind of motivational speech, like he's doing a TED talk to everyone. Absolutely amazing. I'd love to play under Thomas Tuchel. If there's one dream, it'd be to even speak to him, to see what his philosophy is on football.
Can we get him on this channel? Can we get Thomas Tuchel on this channel?
Next time I'm at the bridge, I'll jump on the pitch, who cares? And I'll speak to him very quickly. Then I'll come off again. But then apart from that, anyway, but it's all good. It's all good. And like I said, it was his decision to make the Kepa decision. You can see he's a very trophy-hungry guy. He's made comments in the media, kind of digging at PSG, saying he's finally found a club that is right for his philosophies, that treats him well, that backs his transfer policies. And if I'm not going to jinx anything, this looks like the perfect manager to fit this club's philosophies. Like I'm saying, he's respectful with the board. He gets the transfers he wants. He's won us trophies. He brings in fringe players. He gives young players opportunities. Everything's blending together.
With the fans as well. So good with the fans as well, Taryn.
You can see, even in the CL final, he was, gearing up the fans, saying stuff. And in the media, he says everything we want to say. It's not even like he's lying. He's being honest. But he's not. It's music to the fans' ears. And I just don't have enough praise. Like, look at some of these comments. Tuchel's leapfrog Di Matteo now. I'm going to have to agree. I think he has a little bit. Tuchel's intense, great shot of both him and Emery before penalties. I feel like Emery is a little bit of a dig. He is kind of a bit erratic, but Tuchel, when he's erratic, he means to be erratic. He's not doing it for the sake of it. Everything he says is meaningful. And, this looks like it's a real dynasty building, miss.
100. Ladies and gentlemen, look, that's a wrap. We are the European champions, period. Champions League, Super Cup title in the bag. What a way to start this season. All you guys should be so happy. Have a great sleep wherever you are. And if you're starting the day, have a fantastic day. If you're in the middle of the day, well, your day just got even better. Chelsea just won the Super Cup. Now we look towards Crystal Palace. We better be on our game. Game one, we have to. I know a lot of people are saying, but it's still the preseason. No, it's done. It's finished. Day one, we've got some big matches coming up in the Premier League. I think it's Palace, then it's Arsenal, then it's Liverpool, and it gets really interesting in the first few weeks. So we need to start big time. Hopefully Hakim Ziyech recovers very quick. Thoughts and prayers for a speedy recovery for Hakim Ziyech, please. I honestly beg the Lord above that please get this guy fit ASAP. And Kepa Arrizabalaga, what heroics, honestly. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed this stream. And also, before I go, please, I do need to ensure this. Taryn's socials in the description. I honestly, I put my hands together for each and every one of you guys. 300 live. please follow Taryn in the social media, the description, all his information, socials, the links are in the description. His Twitter, the link, go and follow him straight away, and the Perfect Hat Trick podcast. Please, you guys give me so much love, and I hope that you can give similar love to Taryn. Look how well spoken he is, and he's a big part of this particular channel. He's going to go to more games and bring out streams for you guys so we can see live images. So please follow him. Last super chat before we go. It's 5 here in India. I'm still loving this show. Varun, thank you, my man. You've been absolutely throwing the super chat. The support has been amazing. And 5 a.m., that's kudos to you, my man. Kudos to you. All right, great stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your day, night, afternoon, wherever you are. Until next time, we'll catch you guys. And it's been a fantastic, fantastic day. We are the champions. We've just won the Super Cup. See ya.